Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about letting go of the past, burning a piece of our identity away, because really the past is a part of you. It's actually something that's internal, that is alive, that's depleting your energy, your life force, your soul, that you need to acknowledge and let go of. But a lot of people don't want to let go of this piece that is them. First of all, it's a part of them, so it requires some acknowledgement and shining a light on that particular event in the past. Could be some sort of trauma, right? Especially trauma, because trauma is on this wide spectrum. It could be this most horrifying event that has happened to you, or it could be something embarrassing in high school, like slipping on a juice box carton or whatever it is, right? Like these things happen all the time, and a negative emotion is a negative emotion and it needs to be unpacked, right? So today, that's what we're doing together. We're going to unpack what trauma is and how to let go of this negative event, and because there's emotion attached to that negative event, and when you release that emotion, you're releasing a part of who you are. You're burning that part away. A lot of people don't want to confront that piece. They'd rather repress and ignore it, but really you're not ignoring it. Because here's the thing about ignoring, it grows in size over time. And then not only that though, think of the trauma as something that flickers in your unconscious mind. It's trying to get your attention. It's like the winged chaos, the snitch from Harry Potter. It's the thing that flies around and grabs your attention, but also what's inside of it is potential, right? The potential of moving beyond fear, the potential of becoming a braver person. You could be more than you are. That's what's lurking inside the trauma, the high emotional event in your past. That's what's in there. Now I'm telling you this because, well, first of all, you can be more than you are. I want you to be. You're here because you're not satisfied, because in our current climate, we are told that being the way we are is perfect. Don't change, you're okay. And that's not okay. Because why would you tell an 18-year-old that you're perfect the way you are? Because certainly they don't feel perfect. They have a lot of work to do on their identity, but not only that, it's out in the real world, it's tough, it's grueling, and reality is a tragedy, right? And it doesn't need to be, because reality is, well, it's horrifying when the realities of existence pops up, the snakes that slither in. It's horrifying, right? The death of a loved one, someone getting an illness, you getting an illness, getting into an accident, or job change, moving, everything becomes unstable, your friends, and then your family life, and then sleep, and then drugs, alcohol, addictions. Things get beyond us. And so we have to let go of much of our identity, and we have to burn away much of that. And we live in a climate where it's easy to ignore, but in the end, we're more anxious and depressed than ever before. Now, the mind is tilted towards negative emotion, and that makes sense because evolutionarily speaking, we are evolving in novelty, right? We have to navigate uncertainty, moving forward. The mind tends to generate, the right hemisphere generates imagistic representations of what's lurking. So you have a job change, or you have an unknown day ahead of you tomorrow. The mind populates itself with potential what could happen that day. and usually it's negative. And so we have to navigate our novelty in our lives. But not only that though, to heal, you have to explore potential. That's how you heal. And the right way to navigate that potential is to slowly but voluntarily confront it. Maybe not jump right in, but as long as you forthrightly confront it, you confront the memories of the trauma, you confront whatever's lurking in your unconscious mind that is glimmering, that is horrifying and uneasy, that's the path forward. Michael Singer said this so brilliantly. He said that to release the emotion wrapped around the experience that is negative, what we have to do is to confront it, so shine a light, bring it up to the surface, but instead of repressing it and pushing it away, you pay attention to it and you feel the emotion and you ride the wave of emotion until it is released. That is voluntarily confronting the uneasy part of your psyche, the past experience that has stacked itself upon the many other stacks in the back of your mind and body, because it weighs on us, right? The mind and body, same thing, mind, body. And so it's lurking here. And a lot of people that I coach and I guide them through an exercise to pinpoint the trauma and to associate themselves with it, because that's really important. What they do is they say, well, it's a color, it's a red, it's a black, it's in my stomach, or it's in my throat, or it's in my head, or it's in my leg. They pinpoint that, and then they have all of these associations. It's a movie in their head of the event, but at the very height of the trauma, it's a picture that comes to their mind, and it causes them a lot of emotion. They tend to cry, and they tend to get stiff, and in reliving that emotion, it's no joke. I've seen many exercises work for the clients that I've had. Now, I recommend that you talk to somebody about this emotion, somebody who understands and somebody who went through the same experience and overcame that experience. So I coach people dealing with certain traumas and life events, and that's every person that I meet with. And each person is unique. No experience is the same from person to person, but I noticed through my practices that these strategies work. So for example, writing it out works in detail, writing what happened, and so letting the emotions come up, because writing is thinking, talking to somebody, unpacking what happened, and doing a visualization exercise where they associate much of that experience with something that is to be learned, because that's what happens with trauma, is it's lurking there because we haven't learned the lessons yet. And that's the big thing to take away from this video. We haven't learned what this event is trying to tell us. That's why it's glimmering inside of you. That's why it's drawing on your attention, because inside of that round chaos of novelty that you stepped into in the past, it's saying, well, you should unpack this, because, hey, you could step into this again in the future. And you know what? You need to explore this and study this horrific part of your past, so that you not only encounter it again, but when you encounter it again, you can handle it differently, and it won't traumatize you as much as it did. Because when you explore that thing, you're going to become braver. You're going to prove to yourself that you can confront it and survive. That is the archetypal hero myth, right? That's why we love Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Star Wars, we see the archetypal hero confront what they fear the most. They go into the worst, darkest dungeon and they confront the most terrifying evil and they overcome it. And we root for them, we connect with them, and that's why we do. Because they're us, right? That's who we are. We need to confront the novelty in order to rise above it. And now for you, rise above anxiety. I will leave a link below to an exercise you can do on traumas of your past. I recommend you start off with minor traumas and then gradually work your way up. And in my coaching, if you want to meet with me and talk about anything that is currently lurking within your unconscious mind that you're contending with, click the link below. I have one-on-one coaching. And other than that, be strong and keep growing. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this community. Please comment below. Also, give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because then you'll be the first to know whenever I release a new video.